Hey, I'm Lee. I use they, them pronouns, and I'm here with a new update on the status of navigating cancer. So last time I checked in, I had just officially gotten my stage 4 colon cancer diagnosis with my local oncologist and colon surgeon up here in my local hospital. But because it was stage 4 and it had also metastasized and there was cancer found in my liver, more needed to happen. So we are now on the other side of that, and so I'm here with updates. So today is March 22nd. It's a Saturday. A lot has happened since that last update, which I think was just a week ago. It feels like months. It feels like a lifetime. I feel like I have taken on a second full-time job, just managing doctor's visits and tests and procedures and taking phone calls and talking to nurses and talking to doctors and talking to nurse advocates and scheduling my appointments and talking about pre-op and post-op and prep for labs and when I need to fast and what I need to eat and when I don't eat and how to take care of parts of my body for different things that need to happen. It is incredibly overwhelming. I am finding the need to sleep a lot more, and I don't know if that's the cancer or just the overwhelm, probably a little of both. I know a lot of people, before I jump into the updates, I know a lot of people have been asking, how can they support me? What can they do? There's going to be some links below the video. Some very dear friends and people in my life have been working hard to put together some ways to help you support me without me taking on the burden of telling you how to support me. And I'm really grateful to both them and to all of you for all of the love and all of the support and the ways you're all showing up for me during this really wildly scary and overwhelming situation I find myself in. And so without further ado, since last Friday, which I think was the last update, so just a week ago, I did have that really awful procedure that I was not excited about. I'm still not excited about it. I'm going to give a content warning for those of you who don't want to see it. Close your eyes for the next 10 seconds. For those of you who are curious, I have a chemo port now installed in my chest right here. I have some lovely scars, so they did a small incision up here and a larger incision down here, and just below that you can see there's kind of a lump. That is this weird, I'll see if I can add a photo here. If I figure out how to edit the video, I will show the photo of what is actually inserted underneath my skin. But there is a port there that I will be able to put like a little numbing cream on, and the port basically has a tube that runs directly into like a main line, a main vein or artery into my heart. So if they need to draw blood, or if they need to, when I start doing chemo, they can just basically plug a line directly into that port rather than having to stick me in the arm over and over every time I go in for any lab tests or procedures or chemo treatments. So I don't love it. It symbolizes a lot of things I'm not excited about happening in my life right now, and also it is going to help the chemo treatments be a little gentler on many parts of my body, and it will also make all of this easier in little ways. So that has happened. That was Tuesday. And then the very next day, Wednesday, we went down to the city to talk to the surgeons that will be doing my surgery. So spoiler alert, there is a new surgery planned. We had initially talked about surgery last week on the 20th when it was just a tumor in my colon, because it turned out to be a tumor in my colon and cancer in my liver. There will now be 2 surgeons working on me this Friday, next Friday, March 28th. So I will have a colorectal surgeon doing basically taking out a section of my lower colon, removing the entire section where there is the tumor, and then basically reconnecting it with no tumor. And then another surgeon will be in there removing the portion of my liver that has the cancerous, they call them METs, pieces of, cancerous growths on it. And so we'll have both of those done at the same time and the same procedure and the same surgery. So that's going to be happening next Wednesday. So last Wednesday, we were in the city. We were in the city all day. It had started out, we were just going to have a meeting with one surgeon, and we ended up really being fortunate in that we got to meet with both of the surgeons. They're both really lovely humans. I feel very safe with both of them. They both showed up with a lot of hope. They both felt very confident that we did not need to do chemo first to shrink the tumors before doing the surgery. They felt like there was what they call safe margins. There's plenty of healthy tissue around where they found the cancer and the tumors. And so they feel very confident that they can very, very safely remove the tumors from my body, and my body will be able to heal without having to first shrink the tumors in order to be able to safely remove them. So that's a really good sign, from my understanding, to be able to just do the surgery first without having to first shrink. We'll still have to do chemo afterward to make sure that any cells that are just freeballing it around in my bloodstream are also killed off, and anything that might have been missed that they couldn't see while doing the surgery also gets killed. So there will be chemo following surgery, and also after surgery they'll be able to test all of the cancerous masses that they removed from both my lymph nodes, my colon, and my liver, and test every single bit of the things that they removed from my body to find out exactly what types of cancer, and they'll be able to find very specific, potentially like what they call biomarkers, which they can then sometimes very much like more specifically cater very specific chemo treatments to. So kind of very much hone in on the very specific types of cancer, and to get more active treatments to cure it, to like kill it off faster. So all of that to come. So that being said, based on what we accomplished and learned over last week, that's where my full-time job has kicked in, to like talking to nurses and doctors and all of the prep that needs to happen between last Wednesday and my surgery this coming Friday. So here is what my life looks like between now and surgery. So right now it's Saturday. Today and tomorrow, I'm both attempting to rest, but also I have a lot of work to do to prepare for everything that is to come. So I have Monday, I and my partner will be in the city all day. So I think we have to be like walking in the doors of the hospital at 7 a.m. First thing in the morning, I will be fasting and showing up to do labs. So get blood drawn, do an EKG, get a chest X-ray, and then show up at 8:15 in the MRI center to get my MRI, and then have to fast another portion of the day and get my PET scan in the afternoon. Hopefully I can find time to get a nice tasty meal in after the PET scan, because once we hit Tuesday, I begin the fasting and cleansing of my entire system internally in preparation for the Friday surgery. So Tuesday and Wednesday will be essentially like a liver defatting, a liver cleansing diet to prepare my liver to be ready for healing after surgery. So that's going to involve very low calorie, very high protein, 2 days, all liquid. So liquid proteins, lots of protein shakes over the course of Tuesday and Wednesday. Not going to be a lot of fun, but I'm up for it. I can hack it. And then Thursday, I will go from liquid proteins to just liquid, clear liquid, juice. If I want to, coffee, water, that's it. Just plain liquid. And then I get to drink a very similar cocktail, but a more extreme version of the cocktail I did before my colonoscopy. So basically just like flush the system clear, nothing left. Roto-rooter that from top to bottom, there will be nothing in my system. And some antibiotics, basically like sterilize myself from my mouth to the other end, top to bottom, so that when they cut things open and remove part of my colon, there is nowhere for bacteria to exist, and therefore nowhere for bacteria to get into my bloodstream. So super intense colon cleanse, all day Thursday, all liquid diet. Friday I will check in for surgery first thing in the morning. I think we have to be checking in at like 6 or 6:15. I think I'm in the OR by 8 a.m. and I will be in the OR all day. I think they said I will be in there until 5 or 6, maybe 4 or 5. I don't remember. Sometime, like it's a full day of surgery that I will be in. Then I will be in a recovery room for a few hours until I wake up. Then they'll move me to ICU. I'll spend a night in ICU. And then I will be in a standard hospital room for a number of days where I have to meet a number of goals to prove that my body is ready for me to return home for final healing. And so I have to be able to drink liquids and keep them down. I need to be able to eat food and keep it down. I need to be able to use the facilities, use the toilet in both forms, liquids and solids, with the added bonus of I need to be able to pass gas, which apparently is proof that my colon has woken up from massive trauma, i.e. surgery, and the anesthesia and all of the things, all of the drugs that were numbing it to survive through the surgery. Those are apparently the signs that it has made it out of the surgery and it is back and fully up and running again. Is when you can break wind, it's back in business. So that's basically the nurses are going to hold me hostage until I can do that. What a fun goal. I feel like every 10 or 11-year-old boy's dream. Not really mine, but you know what? Hey, if this is what I got to do, this is what I got to do. So that will be my sole functioning attempt and goal in life after surgery. That's what I will be aiming for. Farting. That's going to be what I'm up to. So any encouragement you can send my way, that'd be awesome. And then I think after that, the understanding is recovery, they'll send me home. I'll be home for 4 to 6 weeks, just healing up. And my understanding is it's not like you're restricted to bed rest for 4 to 6 weeks. They tend to, because they want you to heal, they actually want you to be in motion. So I will need to be going out on walks daily. Obviously, like, I will be tired. My body will be sore. I will probably need to sleep a lot, but I also need to get up and move. I can't just be bedridden. And so I will be looking both for friends to keep me company when I need some downtime, but I will also be looking for people to keep me company on my walks. And that can be people in the neighborhood who want to come over and take me on a walk and keep me company, or if I'm happy to put in earbuds if you're not local and you want to just be on a walk with me and we can chat. Let me know. I think one of the links that I'll have down below is like a sign-up sheet where you could say, hey, I would love to be a walking buddy. And so that's a box you can check on the little spreadsheet. So name, phone number, or email address, whatever works for you. And then just put on there you'd be happy to be a walking buddy or an online board game buddy if you're far away, or somebody to just come hang out with me, somebody to make food, things like that. So obviously I will definitely be in need of some help with some meal prep and things. I think I will probably have some struggle moving around a bit and being as fully able to do all the things I need to do right out the gate. So any ways that you want to help out or connect would be great. And that is my update for today. Thank you so much. I love you all. I appreciate you being here for me, and I'll see you next time.